Hey everyone, welcome back to the sunny side. I'm Sunny, and today on Astro Q&A, we have a question from one of our Sunnysiders, Cray. Last night on the live stream, we were doing Astro Stalking Live last night. Cray had a question. What if there are no planets in a particular house in your chart? Great question. I had that question a long time as well. So, or a long time ago, I had that question. So here we go. What if you don't have any planets in that particular house? All right, here we go. So I actually asked that question a long time ago to a super amazing financial astrologer, Kay Schrenker, when I interviewed her a long time ago. And I said, "Hey, Kay, what's the deal? What if there's no planets in the house?" And she's like, "Oh, Sonny, oh, Sonny, it means no drama." She doesn't speak like that, but she said it means no drama. And I'm like, no drama? And she's like, yeah, no drama. I'm like, okay, thanks. Thanks. Anyways, but then she went on to say, it means no drama. It means, say it's in your second house of your stuff, right? Your second house is your stuff. It's your comfort, and it's your stuff. Like, it's oftentimes we like to say it's where you make your money, right? The second house right here. But where you make your money is a little bit more subtle than that. This tends to be something more of a calendar kind of event. Actually, I wasn't going to mention that. I was going to mention something else. Let me go along with Kay for a while and describe what Kay was talking about. And if I get back to it, or if I don't get back to it, if I don't return to it, ask me again about how this lines up with the calendar. Because I use Placidius on personal charts, and I do it because of the calendar and the size of things. Okay, now let's move on. All right, so this is the second house. It's supposed to be where you get your money, but it's kind of your stuff. And so if there's nothing there, okay, so right now there's stuff right here. All right, so let's just pretend like this is the second house, right? Let's just say, so what would happen is, I said, so I'm like, hey, what happens? Like, what happens if there's nothing in the second house? And she says, well, nothing happens. There's no drama. You just you go to school, you get a job, you get paid, you get promoted, you go to another job, you study a little, you get another one, you do the thing, and then you just do your thing in life. And I'm like, okay. So, I'm like, okay. But there's more to it than that. It's much more sublime than that. Let's further this entire conversation. Let's imagine it, right? Because we're doing new astrology many, many years later. I think I interviewed Kay in 2011. Okay, so like, and I, on the sunny side, we really changed astrology a little bit. So imagine that there's a planet. Imagine if there's no planet in here. Imagine that it's not going to catch and highlight or stained glass color any of the energy of that house. Meaning, if your Venus was here, say this is your second house, right? And this is your Venus, then every time there's an aspect, like any one of these other planets, anything makes an aspect to that Venus, it's going to highlight this particular house, because that's the kind of Venus it is. So there you go. Now, if there was no Venus in the house, all of this energy, it still goes through. I mean, like, it's not like the light goes, energy goes up. It still goes through, and it's still going to color it a little bit. So when the Saturn energy from way up here goes through, right, it's going to go all the way through, right? It's going to go all the way through, and as it's going through, it's going to color it in a little bit of a Saturn vibe. And it's going to color it in the Saturn aspect kind of vibe. So if the Saturn was square, it would be a particular color, right? If it's a trine, it would be a particular color, or sextile or opposite. It would be a particular color, a particular Saturn vibe, or any planet giving that particular vibe. Or when it transits, right? So when Jupiter transits, imagine That's the 1 year it's in your second house. That's when I'm reading the horoscopes. I'm saying, oh, wow, you guys are going to make some money this year. Now, you guys get it? So if there's no planet in the house, there's still action, but it's not really as intense or more over. Like, it could be intense, right? Like, if this was an intense transit flashing, there's going to make an ass. It's going to be intense. So let's see something else. So what else? Now imagine that there's a planet, once again, so that's if there's no planet in there, imagine the energy flowing through, but it doesn't really mix with anything, and it's not really like in the bowl of energy going blah, 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 and let's hang out and you know, do what's going on. It's going to kind of color and move on. There's nothing really to make it stick. Now, are all placements good? Yes and no. So the answer is no drama. If there's no planet, there's no drama. Now, drama is good, drama is bad. And that's why she is such a neutral word like drama. Because let's imagine Venus is here. And let's imagine once again that's your second house. Or maybe I'll draw it somewhere else. I'll do it. I'll say we'll use Gemini as an example right now. Because Gemini and Sagittarius are both under major attack right now. From Saturn, right? Saturn is transiting. Saturn up there, what am I doing, man? Saturn up there is transiting in Pisces, and that's squaring all things Gemini and all things Sagittarius. Now, if you don't have any placements in Gemini, you don't have to really worry about it. It's going to be a bit of a drag ass, but if nothing's in Gemini, doesn't worry about it. If nothing's in Sagittarius, you don't really have to worry about it. It sucks, but you don't have to worry about it. But if you have anything in Gemini, any planet in Gemini right now, if you have the sun in Gemini, if you have Mars in Gemini, you might go to jail right now. Seriously. Mars in Gemini, Cancers might go to jail. Mars in Gemini, Geminis might go to jail. If you have Venus in Gemini, you're going bankrupt and you're getting divorced. If you have Jupiter in Gemini, lacking faith right now, and it's going to feel like, what? If Mercury's in Gemini, there's like everything you say is going to like, everybody's going to hate it. So like, these are really negative things. Now, if you didn't have planets there, you wouldn't necessarily have that happen to you. Now, that gets more sublime to that because we also have midpoints and other things that could be in there. But that's the gist. Let's use another example. Now, imagine that Gemini is your second house, right? So Gemini is your second house, and Venus is there right now. So, and say Jupiter is up here. So when Jupiter is up there, it's making a trine to Venus, and you're going to make a ton of money, a ton of money. But if you don't have Venus here, if that's empty and Jupiter's here, well, that's not Jupiter, and Jupiter's here, then you're not necessarily going to make a ton of money. Maybe if your Venus is here, right, say in the 7th house, and your Jupiter, when the Jupiter makes that aspect, you know, nothing happens in the money, but suddenly everybody wants to work with you or everybody wants to marry you. You know, we all have our own kind of luck. And now that you know all of this, you can also make your own luck or enhance your own luck. And this is one of the things we do on the sunny side here, especially when I'm doing readings for you guys. We see what's happening, like if something negative is going to happen and how to turn that negative into a positive. Or if something is positive on the horizon, how to make the most out of that positive energy. And that's the deal, man. That's the action. Oh, wow, we did a video in under 10 minutes. I can't believe it. So that's the drama. Oh, my God. Thanks, Craig. Great question. Go ahead, leave some questions in the comment section. So if you don't have any planets in a house, it means there's no drama in the house. It doesn't mean that you're not going to go, it doesn't mean you're not going to make any money. Money comes from somewhere else. Love comes from somewhere else. You know, you might have different things. There's more to your life than just one little placement there. And that's the action, man. Wow, wishing everyone the best of a super amazing day. Share the video. Let's get some more members out here on the sunny side. And wishing everyone the best, super amazing day. And I'll see you guys soon.